This FMT10 Chevy Colorado is a brand new release from FMS model that brings some impressive features to the table, so let's check it out. One of the first things you'll probably notice about this truck is its size. While marketed as a 10-scale vehicle, the FMT10 is closer to the size of a typical 8-scale model. It's actually about the same length as an Notorious 6S, but not quite as wide. It features an officially licensed Chevy Colorado body, which is made from some reasonably thick Lexan. The body is available in 3 different color variants and includes several hard plastic details throughout, such as a molded front grille, some side mirrors, door handles, a rear roll bar, and taillight buckets. Underneath the body, many of the plastic accessories include integrated wire management clips if you decide to install an LED light kit. The vehicle also utilizes a clipless body mounting system that uses spring-loaded buttons located in each wheel well. This setup is one of the easier clipless designs to remove and secure the body compared to others on the market. Since it is so easy to remove the body, it'll be interesting to see how well the body stays on during harder hits. Each corner of the FMT10 is equipped with black 6-spoke wheels that are vented and wrapped in some unbranded tires. Similar to an 8th scale, this truck features 17mm hexes with serrated wheel nuts, making it compatible with a wide variety of aftermarket wheels and tires. This truck appears to be pretty well protected, with a plastic bumper sticking out up front, along with a fixed wheelie bar in the rear. Under the hood, the FMT10 includes 120 amp ESC with 2 XT60 connectors. This appears to be a rebranded Quick Run 10BL 120 ESC from Hobbywing, and it's paired with a 2000 kV 4074 brushless motor. Steering the front tires, we have a nice Predator 35 kilogram Metal Gear servo with an aluminum case. You really don't see a whole lot of aluminum servos in ready-to-run vehicles, so that's a pretty cool feature in the FMT10. All of the electronics are plugged into a 6-channel receiver that's housed in a watertight receiver box. This truck is 2 to 4S LiPo capable, so the battery tray uses adjustable Velcro straps, allowing for compatibility with a pretty wide range of battery sizes. This truck has a lot of branding throughout, along with some nice little details like this carbon fiber design on some of the plastics. The FMT10 is not only 8th scale in size, but it's also built like an 8th scale vehicle. It features a cool 3mm thick laser etched aluminum chassis, aluminum hinge pin braces, an aluminum steering rack, beefy aluminum shocks and shock towers, a full metal drivetrain, pillow ball suspension up front, and even a tower-to-tower brace to add some rigidity. Ball bearings are also used throughout the entire drivetrain, which is nice. Although the front and rear sway bars are pretty thin, they should help quite a bit with the handling of this vehicle. The plastics also have some give and seem to be pretty good quality. Included with the vehicle is a transmitter identical to the one that we saw in the Rock Hobby Ridge Racer U4. I'd still love to see some foam added to the steering wheel to improve the feel, but it's a solid radio overall. In addition to the transmitter, we have a bunch of starter tools, an optional molded plastic light bar housing for the top of the vehicle, a battery jumper, and the instruction manual along with some additional paperwork. So I ended up breaking the plastic arm off of the servo saver from a weird landing, which ultimately put an end to my day. I must have hit it just right because it wasn't even that big of a jump. Outside of that, the FMT10 held up to some pretty hard hits. The side mirror popped off a few times during some crashes, so you'll want to add a couple drops of CA glue to those so you don't lose them. I also had the set screw for the input shaft cup come loose a couple of times on one of the center drive shafts, but luckily I was able to just tighten it up and keep running. You'll definitely want to add some thread lock to those set screws if you run into the same issue. After a few battery packs, the Chevy Colorado body has some scratches, dents, and even a little hole in the corner, but it seems to be pretty durable overall. Keep in mind this damage was from several direct hits to concrete at a skate park, so you can expect to burn through Lexan pretty quick. When it comes to performance, I'm pretty impressed with how this FMT10 drives so far. I went ahead and tested it with a GPS. Since this truck is 2 to 4S LiPo capable, I started out on 2S and got a 20 mile per hour top speed. On 3S, I was able to reach 34 miles per hour with the truck, and on 4S, it topped out at 46 miles per hour. I also noticed that when you punch the throttle, there are times the truck kind of struggles to pull a wheelie for some reason. I'm wondering if the center diff needs to be topped off with fluid, because most of the time it does feel good, but there are those times that it seems to transfer more power to the front end. One of the downsides to this truck that I quickly noticed is that it can be a bit challenging to access the front and rear differentials. The amount of screws that need to be removed in order to reach the diffs is pretty standard. However, instead of the screws threading into plastic like most other platforms, a lot of these screws go all the way through the diff housing to the other side and are held in with a nut. As a result, the nuts are located in some pretty inconvenient spots. Once you loosen each screw, the nut can easily fall off and land somewhere within the vehicle. When it comes time to put the truck back together, they can also be tough to put back into place, making it a very tedious process. For that reason, I would not recommend this vehicle for beginners. Besides accessing the front and rear diffs, the FMT10 has a pretty standard layout and is easy to work on. Let me know what you guys think of this new FMT10 from FMS Model. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.